more polls that are holding up that big tent. I believe those polls are principles, and we have to stay true to our brand. We have to stay true to our principles. If somebody is interested in coming into that tent, knowing full well what those polls are, what those things are that are holding up that tent, and they still want to be a part of that tent, then we need to welcome them in with open arms. We need to welcome them in if they want more freedom for their families, if they want more opportunity, if they want to be a party of again, less government.
Mr. Frederick, wouldn't you say that Virginia voters over the last 8 to 10 years have sort of said, the focus on ideology is misplaced? Isn't the whole sort of point of the Mark Warner, Tim Kaine branded Democratic politics that, our focus is on, getting things done, moving past these divisive social issues and just moving, more towards just what we, getting what the voters want done?
Well, I absolutely think that the voters are expecting whoever's in power to get the job done. I mean, so people don't necessarily consider solutions, Republican solutions or Democratic solutions. They just want solutions. They want to see that the things that are impacting their everyday quality of life.
So isn't an ideological battle and the Republican Party sending the wrong message to them?
Well, I think that the problem you have in the Republican Party is you have certain people that have forgotten who they are and what they stand for and what they promised when they ran for those offices. But again, I don't think all of these things are incompatible. I think, look, I represent right now the most Democratic district in the Virginia legislature that's currently held by a Republican. If there's anybody that knows anything about getting Democratic votes and getting moderate votes and getting people to come out to vote for you that may not necessarily agree with you 100% of the time, it's me. And yet my record in the legislature is one of the most conservative members there.
Mr. Frederick,
I don't go around around my district beating my chest, telling them how pro-life I am or how much I believe that marriage should be between one man and one woman. I go around and talk about the things that they care about the most.
Mr. Frederick,
then I stay true to my principles and represent the values that I promised I would to my base, and therefore, I'm getting the job done while at the same time not compromising my principles. I don't think all these things are incompatible.
Mr. Frederick, Tom Sherwood again. Obviously, the people who are most interested in this circus tent are the Democrats buying tickets because they would love for this to continue. When will you make your decision about whether or not you'll go forward? Will it be in the next couple of days? Do you have a deadline where we'll know that you are, in fact, seeking to regain the chairmanship or that you're not in the interest of party unity? When will you make that decision?
I'll be making it very soon. That's pretty much all I'm willing to say right now.
Days, weeks?
I believe that if I ran, I would be able to win. It's just a question, again, for me, it's a question of can we succeed this year or can we not succeed this year?
Some of your supporters are threatening to sit out this fall's elections, Delegate Frederick. There's a lot at stake, the governor's mansion, the lieutenant governor's post, all 100 seats in the House. What are you going to tell your supporters to do if you choose not to run or if you run and are not reinstated?
Look, I'm not. One thing that I've learned through this whole experience of being party chairman is that maybe I'm not as good a partisan as maybe I thought I could be. In my entire political career, aside from being chairman of the party, I've had to be the nonpartisan. I mean, I could be a conservative, absolutely, but my constituency wasn't really game for me being a hardcore partisan, and I appreciate that. So maybe I'm not such a good partisan. But one thing I can tell you is that, to that point, is that I'm a conservative before I'm a Republican. My principles come before my party, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The party is the vehicle for which I believe that my principles can be achieved or can advance. My party is not the end-all, be-all.
Shouldn't the job of a party chairman to put party above everything else?
Well, I think that you can have different interpretations there. I put my order of priorities in my life are God, family, country, and principle and values. Parties, way down the list there. Now,
sure, yeah. I'm not talking about your personal.
Well, what I'm hearing you saying, Delegate Frederick, is that if you do not win chairmanship, if you believe that the party is now under the control of that group of people that you characterize as the top-down leadership, that you won't necessarily either urge your supporters to vote Republican or stay with the party.
Again, right now we have a two-party system, whether we like it or not, and the Republican Party, I believe, is the best vehicle for moving my principles forward. but I'm not going to go tell people to compromise their principles in favor of a party. I'm going to suggest that they do what they think is the right thing to do, that they stand firm on the things that they believe in, and if they share their view as I do, that the Republican Party is the best vehicle for moving our principles forward, then to stay involved and to change the party.
Is it a matter of your principles that this fight be won? And that is, if it's a principle fight for you, then you're going to stay in. If it's not a principle fight, it sounds like you're going to get out.
I would disagree with that characterization. I'm not chairman of the Republican Party for the title. I'm not in it for whatever perceived power people might think I have or don't have. I'm in it because I think I can make a difference.
Delegate Frederick, here's Kathy in Reston, Virginia. Kathy, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
No, thank you, Kojo, for taking my call. My question is, I'm what I would call a frustrated Republican. I believe in the Republican Party. However, it is the avenue of conservatism that concerns me, and why I feel as though that the Democratic Party is leading right now. We need, as Republicans, to be not necessarily less conservative, but to open our arms to those people that don't hold, for instance, the issue of gay rights. I just don't understand why we continue to lose people and let people slip out of our party, good people, for those simple right-wing conservative viewpoints. And I'd like to see the Republican Party loosen up a bit and get on board with the more, I don't want to say liberal, but with more of the times.
Jeff Frederick?
I don't necessarily agree. I don't necessarily disagree with her. I mean, again, we need to. Winning elections are a game of addition, not subtraction. We need to bring as many people in as we can. My wife and I, we agree on a lot of things, but we don't agree on 100% of the things. And that doesn't mean that she's not going to trust me. It doesn't mean that she's not going to trust me to make the decisions that are right for our family. It doesn't mean that even though she disagrees with me, that she doesn't believe that the course I'm going in or the direction I'm going in may not be the right course, or may still be the right course. It's okay that we disagree, and I think that that's where we have problems, where politics gets a little bit too personal, where if you disagree with somebody on something, that suddenly they're a pariah, or you can't talk to them, or you can't be their friend. It's okay to disagree. It's okay to have a debate. Heck, we'd have a boring society if everybody agreed with everybody else.
Delegate Frederick, I'm afraid we're just about out of time. Please make sure that when you do make a decision about what you're going to do come the end of May, you call me.
I'll be making a lot of calls. I'll add you to the list.
Thank you very much for